Hello, my name is Andy Thomas. I am a researcher at the University of Missouri Southwest Research Center at Mount Vernon, and I have worked here over 25 years and have been working on elderberry about 24 years. So Terry has asked me to present some information about a study we did several years ago. The title is a little wordy. Soil nitrogen fertility is less influential than genotype and environment on fruit characteristics of cultivated American elderberry. So I'll explain this a little bit as we go into it. There's a lot of authors. Myself, Patrick Byers, who many of you know, Dr. Martin Capps, who recently retired from Mountain Grove, Missouri, John Avery, who has passed away, who worked at Mountain Grove as well. Dr. Diane Thomas is my wife, who's an instructor at Ozark Technical Community College here in Springfield. Megan Westwood and Gazelle Campos are both students, graduate students at Missouri State University. Dr. Mike Greenleaf is in the Department of Chemistry up at Mizzou, and Dr. Rich Biagioni is also in chemistry at Missouri State University. So this was a very large study. Here are the details. 3 cultivars were included: Bob Gordon, Adams II, and Wildwood. Again, this was done at 2 locations, Mount Vernon and Mountain Grove, Missouri. The study was established in 2011 with data collected in 2012, 13, 14, and for several years beyond that. The study here today just includes those 3 years. And we included 4 nitrogen fertility treatments: 0, 50, 100, and 150 pounds per acre nitrogen applied to various plots. And here are just some pictures of some of the laboratory work that was done. Down in the lower left just shows the titrations where we measure titratable acidity, which is a very important characteristic in any fruit juice. And the small instrument here on the right is a refractometer, which basically measures the sugar in any juice that you're evaluating. Okay, so there's an awful lot of data in this slide, and I'm going to take a moment and try to walk through it with you. This is the only data slide I'm showing here. So the title is The Fruit Characteristics across 3 American elderberry cultivars as a result of nitrogen fertility treatment, site, and year. So if this little pointer works, so here we have the 4 nitrogen fertility treatments: 0, 50, 100, 150. The 2 sites, Mount Vernon, Mountain Grove. The 3 years for this study, 2012 through 14. And the 3 cultivars, Adams II, Bob Gordon, and Wildwood. And these across the top, the soluble solids concentration is basically the amount of sugar in the juice. The pH, of course, is a measure of the acidity of the juice. The titratable acidity here is a measure of the type of acids in the juice. And then these 2, the polyphenols and anthocyanins, are basically antioxidants in the juice. A couple of different measurements there. So the way this is set up, if there are little letters by these numbers, that means that the numbers are statistically different. If there aren't any little letters, or they're the same letter, they are statistically the same. So I hope that's clear. I'll just try to walk through this. So here again, this is the amount of sugars. So we find here there are no little letters there. That's a footnote, so please ignore that. Therefore, the nitrogen treatment had basically no effect on the level of sugars in the juice. However, in all the other cases, the site, the year, and the cultivar, there were significant differences. So, very interesting here. pH, basically the same exact thing, no difference due to nitrogen treatment, but significant differences in site, year, and cultivar. The titratable acidity, exactly the same. So no differences due to nitrogen, but significant differences among those other three factors. Same exact thing for this measure of antioxidants. This last one, though, the total anthocyanins. The anthocyanins are the dark red pigments that are in the fruit or fruit juice. Here we had a little bit going on due to nitrogen treatment. However, there's not really any trend such that we might say that zero nitrogen, maybe the plants are more stressed and producing more of these antioxidants. That appears to be the case here with a higher level here, but there's not a real clear pattern, so it's kind of hard to draw any really important conclusion here. In this case, there were no differences between site, but again, differences here among the year and cultivar. So I know this is a lot to throw at you, but I'll kind of try to summarize this in a slide in a moment. Okay, I have two conclusion slides here, just basically summing up the table that we just looked at. Significant differences in the majority of fruit characteristics were observed for year, site, and cultivar, but differences due to nitrogen fertility were very fuzzy and not very discernible. And again, the soluble solids concentration, which is the measure of sugars, the pH, and most of the antioxidants were not influenced by nitrogen fertility treatment. And there was just a little bit of something going on with the anthocyanins, which again are an antioxidant. They did differ a little bit among the different nitrogen fertility treatments. The unfertilized plots had a little bit higher levels, but there wasn't a clear trend to this, so everything points to more research we need to do. So the bottom line from this study so far, just at the juice chemistry, there are profound influences due to genetics, which is the cultivar, the environment, which includes the site or the year, on elderberry juice chemistry. And in this study, the nitrogen fertilization really did not have much of an impact, especially compared to those other factors.